can feel the music play. I don't got no plans to stay. All I'm gonna do is sway, rocking out away. Cause I've tried to find somebody, someone to call my own. But baby, don't need nobody. I'll dance on my own, dance on my own. I've tried to find somebody, someone to call my own. But baby, don't need nobody. I'll dance on my own, dance on my own. Hey, I can feel the music play. I don't got no plans to stay. All I'm gonna do is sway, rocking out away. Cause I've tried to find somebody, someone to call my own. But baby, don't need nobody. I'll dance on my own, dance on my own. I've tried to find somebody, someone to call my own. But baby, don't need nobody. I'll dance on my own, dance on my own.
You can see me?
No, yeah. Hold on. All right.
Hey, I can feel the music play. I don't got no plans to stay. All I'm gonna do is sway, rocking out away. Cause I've tried to find somebody, someone to call my own. But baby, don't need nobody. I'll dance on my own, dance on my own. I've tried to find somebody, someone to call my own. But baby, don't need nobody.
All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to this episode of The Winner's Circle, the very first episode. So, really quick, I am excited for this show. I just want to say the Winner's Circle. I want to tell you guys kind of what that means to me. Yes, I am going to have some past champions on this show, but you don't have to be a past champion to be on the Winner's Circle. This is for future champions as well. And I know right now there is a whole handful of them out there, especially once we get to the Florida Pro. They are going to be battling it out for those titles. So we don't know who those champions are. So that's what makes it so much fun. We don't know who our future champions are, but I'm seeing you guys work. And anyway, so getting into my very first guest, I have Robin Evans on. And I know a lot of us follow her on social media, or we've met her, we've bumped into her because she's been everywhere. One thing I love about Robin is she's an advocate for the sport of natural bodybuilding. She is a huge supporter, but most of all, she's a fan of the sport, and she has shown that this year in just being an active fan. So we always talk about that. How do we support natural bodybuilding? Well, she's a perfect example of that. So I'm going to go ahead and bring her in. Let's all welcome Robin. Okay, here we go. Hey, girl.
Hello.
I am so excited to talk to you tonight.
In true fashion.
You are the current Florida Pro figure champion.
Yes.
Yep. And you are defending that title come June 5th.
Absolutely.
So I do have a few questions for you and some points I want to make. First of all, how about this? Last year, 2021, was your first year competing.
Yes.
Wow.
It was.
Wow. And you came out of the gate running. Your very first show, boom, pro card. Yeah, that's awesome. But I want to ask you this. When did this journey start for you? Like, what was your aha moment, maybe in your fitness journey where you said, I want to do that. I want to get on stage?
It's really weird for me because a lot of people probably learned about bodybuilding first and knew all about it before they got on there. But my story is a little unique. Kind of don't want to talk too long or too much, but go back to 2014. I had just had my sixth child. I had never been overweight or big in my whole life. I've always had the athletic build. Even after every baby, I seem to just drop the weight, no problem.
Right, right.
But after my sixth one, being over 30, not working out at all, not training, wasn't eating right at all, I was like 212 pounds post baby. And
Wow.
most of that was
Okay.
fat. So I was like, I got to get out of this body. I can't stay here. So I tried for a year on my own. I went to the gym for the whole year of 2015, trying to do it myself. Couldn't do it. I lost maybe 10 pounds and kept fluctuating. So then I ended up hiring a trainer in 2016, Marcus Smallville. Hey, Marcus. Over at LA Fitness, he started training me. I trained with him for a year and a half, just basic getting myself in shape, trying to, just get back down. I had a goal, and that goal was in 2017 would have marked my 10-year wedding anniversary. So I
Okay.
had bought this outfit online and I wanted to fit into that outfit. And so that was my goal, was just to fit into that outfit. And that was all I really wanted at that moment.
Wait a
So
second
yeah,
here. It
yeah,
looks
that's the
like
outfit.
you fit in that outfit and you rocked that
Yes.
outfit.
So guys, that left side was my beginning when I first went to go see my trainer. That was after a year of me trying to get my own self in shape, trying to figure things out. That's how I looked going in there. I called myself SpongeBob because I was straight up and down, boy. I was woo, no curves. Just that was me. And that
Oh
outfit on the
man.
right was my 10-year anniversary. And I was like, Operation Get Snatched. I wanted my stomach flat, all that. So fast forward about a few months after that anniversary, literally, guys, I was going to the gym 6 days a week. 6 days a week, 2, 3 hours a day. I was training with Marcus 2 to 3 times a week. So I got burnt out. And I got to a point where I was like, I don't know what I want to do. I mean, yeah, I'm doing this for my health, but
Mm-hmm.
if that's it, then I don't know if this is what I want to keep doing. Like I was like, screw the gym and everybody in it. I don't want to do this anymore. Like I was done.
Wow.
I ran into a friend of mine because I'm a school bus driver too, as you guys know. That's what I do mainly. I've been driving for over 12 years, school
Okay.
bus driver. So I still was going to the gym every day, and you know how much water we drink, so I'm constantly running to the bathroom. So one day I walk into the school to use the school's bathroom, and I had on my tank top like this, and the lady comes out, my friend Angela. She says, "Robin, you look great. You should do a show." And I was
Right.
like, "What's that? A
What's
show?
this
What's
show?
that?" Never knew anything about it, but I knew about bodybuilding growing up because, real quick, you guys can hear my voice. I have a fairly deep voice. I have these big, broad shoulders. Growing up, I was teased. I was called a bodybuilder. I was told I looked like a man. I sound like a man. All those things that I embrace today. But
Right.
back then it was like, a young girl, you don't want to be compared to a bodybuilder. You don't want to look like a bodybuilder. That was an insult to me growing up. So her first initial, what am I
Mm-hmm.
hearing? Oh, okay. I
Sorry,
heard
that was
some
me. That
some
was me.
heard some feedback.
That was me.
Anyway, so when she said a bodybuilding show, my first reaction was like, ew, no. Can you
Right.
believe that? Me?
I can't.
I was like, ew, no. And
You're
so
like,
then she showed me her picture. And
okay.
I'm like, that was you? And she looks nothing like that at the moment. So I'm like, She was like, just meet with my coach. Her name is Kelsey. You'll love her. Hi,
Mm-hmm.
Kelsey. Kelsey Ekdahl. Well, she's married now. But I met with her, and I remember walking in and saying to Kelsey, like, you don't look like a bodybuilder. And she was like, well, I don't look like that all year round. And it was at that moment that I realized that natural bodybuilding was different than the enhanced athletes. So because they tend to look the same all year round. They look fit and like a bodybuilder all year round, whereas natural athletes, it fluctuates, changes between the athletes.
Sure.
So this was 2018. 2018, I went in September 2018 and I sat down with, no, well, it was the summer 2018. And we set up
Mm-hmm.
a plan to do a show. And I said, I want to do a show. And she said, I think you'll be good for figure. And I was like, I don't know what that means, but sure. So we started doing some weight training.
Oh,
Now, weight lifting and training with her was completely different than training with Marcus.
okay.
Marcus was a basic gym trainer that just kind of got me in shape, helped me lift weights, proper cardio, blah, blah, blah.
Sure.
But with
It was more of like a lifestyle to begin out with, like lifestyle training. And then you kind of got into like
exactly.
training to be an athlete.
Right.
Yeah.
And as you know, as an athlete yourself, that weight training as a bodybuilder is completely different from just hitting the gym and hitting some weights. Like I
It's
was
definitely
using
methodical too. Right.
I had to use basically Kelsey taught me how to lift using full range of motion. Like when I first came to her, my bicep curls up like this. She taught me how to just put those arms all the way down. She goes, you want full range of motion. You don't want any weaknesses in your biceps. She taught me just so many different things. I had to lower down all my weight. I was curling 25s when I got with her. I had to drop back down to 10s just to learn how to lift properly. So she taught me all that. Wrapping it up, 2018 September is when we officially started my bodybuilding journey. Now, mind you, I was also in the home buying process. So I was me and my 6 kids and my husband, we were in an extended stay hotel waiting to close.
Wow.
I'm talking like a 2-queen bed, all of us in there waiting to close. We had nowhere else to go at the time. We didn't want to be with family members because that could always go bad. Right. So we were just paying for an extended stay for 4 months. I was prepping in that hotel. I was buying all my food. I was prepping. So if you really want it bad enough, you're going to do what you need to do. I was prepping and all that and doing what I needed to do to get started. What happened was the expenses got to be too much to afford the extended stay, to pay for the expenses for closing on my house and trying to afford bodybuilding and paying for her. It just got to be too much. So I reached out to my coach and I said, I'm going to have to put a halt on the bodybuilding because it's not affordable right now. She was like, that's perfectly fine. Bodybuilding will always be here. Take care of your business. Come back.
Yep.
So the following year, 2019 of September, I started again. And out the gate, I was ready to go, fired up. There was nothing in my way for the first 6 months. And then, COVID hit.
and we know that story.
Right. I just remember telling my coach that I don't want to do this right now. Let's wait till after COVID. And she was like, call me right now. After getting off the phone with her, I was back up, fired up. I was doing, I had no weights. I had no type of because everything was gone. By the time I tried to go to the store and get any type of anything at home, because the gyms were closed, I didn't know what I was going to do. Had to get resourceful, and you lift things around the house, body weight stuff. She said to me, this is going to be the survival of the fittest. Whoever comes out of 2020s, this COVID thing, and do shows in 2021 is going to be the survival of the ones that are the true champions. You want to be a part of that, then you need to put that work in regardless. So I fought through all that, and my first show was supposed to be the Clash of the Titans, October 2020. That got canceled due to COVID. So then we ended up holding weight for a while, and then we shot for the Mr. and Ms. Minnesota here in Minnesota. That was my very first show. And then I said to her, I don't want to just do one show. I did all this work for a year and a half. I want to do more than one show. She said, it makes sense. And I wanted to pick something that was going to be before my vacation, which was June 17th. Right. So she sent me over the list of shows, and the Florida Pro was on there. And I said, that's perfect. It's June 5th. That's right before my vacation. Let's do it.
So I'm going to stop you right there because this is fun because one of the things that I was talking to you by this point, by the time you had been started looking at the Florida Pro, but I remember you were like, I don't know if I'm going to be an amateur or a pro because you had a show like the week before, a couple weeks before. And I was like, I have a really good feeling you're going to be showing up as a pro.
Yeah.
And sure enough, you did.
I was always told by every athlete that I ran into that had already done this before, don't get your hopes up, just have fun, don't focus on that. So I was just really trying to not focus on being stressed about getting my pro card.
Right.
But everybody I met kept saying, you're going to get your pro card, you're going to get your card. I'm like, I don't want to think like that. Right. And I did.
You did. So so logistically, you weren't sure how you should sign up for that show because it was kind of like, it was only a few weeks, wasn't it, between the two shows?
Yes. Yeah. And I was speaking to Daryl. I mean, I'm going to go ahead and just bring out what I was telling you earlier about Daryl. I want to talk about him for a quick second here because this man is amazing. When I first met Daryl, I was an amateur. clearly, because I think I picked the Florida Pro, had to be like April or May. I decided on doing the Florida Pro because I knew that May was my show. It might have been earlier than that. I'm not sure on the dates. But I just wanted to put out there, guys, like me and Daryl were like ace boom coons right at this moment. Like, that's my guy. But what I wanted to point out was, ever since I met him, from day one in his inbox, DMing him, he's always treated me like a very well-needed and respected athlete. From day one. Like, I had never done a show before by the time I met Daryl. I knew nothing about it. I asked him a bazillion questions. And he just patiently just tick, 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 just told me everything I needed to know. And I never felt undervalued by Daryl. Never once, even as an amateur. And definitely as a pro, because we all know that Daryl loves his pros and he takes care of his pros. And that's what he's always done that. And that's not to say that he doesn't care about the amateurs, because I've been both with Daryl. So I can speak and vouch for both. As an amateur, he loves the athletes.
Yes.
No matter what side you're on. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there, you guys.
Yes.
Like, he's really for this sport.
Yes, very well. Yes, this is true. I would agree 100% with all of what you just said. Now going back, okay, so that was kind of like the beginning of your journey, bringing you up, everybody up to speed to where you are right now, which is heading into the Florida Pro for your first show this season, defending your title. Now, I want to ask you this. I'm going to put you on the spot. So you're in the beginning, like you said, you were always kind of looked athletic. You always had that athletic build. You took it to the next level. You started training to become a bodybuilder. Did you ever, you went to you learned the sport. You were a student of the sport, right? So I remember our first communication was actually, we connected on social media. You started asking me questions, and I said, listen, you've never competed. I live stream shows. I'm doing a live stream here in a week or two. Let me send you a free link, and you can watch the show from the comfort of your home, and you can learn a ton just by watching the flow of the show, and you can hear the judges. And I was like, I'll be doing live commentary, so any questions that you have when you're watching it, I can answer, boom, right there on the spot. So you did. And you did ask questions, and you watched that whole show. But who did you see in that show? Someone that you've connected with numerous times now this year.
Mr. Showtime. Mr. Keith Showtime. Yes, that's what inspired me about Keith was his first. Okay, so they did you did a little, I don't know if it was you, it must have been you, because you were the one that were live streaming that. You did a little background about how he got to where he was, because I guess his first show, he didn't get his pro card, and it was his feedback from the judges was that he needed to work on his back.
Right.
His back pose.
Yes.
And then you showed a little bit of boot camp, because I guess he went to a local boot camp and got some pointers from somebody. I forgot the guy's. He's another athlete, professional that was helping him with his back pose and things like that. And I was like, man, that is so inspiring. And then he came back, and I remember the interview, and he was just like, yeah, I'm here to get my pro card. That's what we're doing today. It's happening today. And so that's exactly what he did. So naturally, I'm like, I want to see where this guy goes. What's it going to be for him? Right. And sure enough, he went out there, and I'm like, Jesus, his back just lights out when he turned around. And ever since then, I'm like, I'm Team Showtime. Showtime.
I love it. So, okay. So another thing I want to mention is you were at the Mr. America this year. You went there as a fan. You flew from Minnesota to New Jersey to support that show. Now, absolutely. A couple months later, could you have ever envisioned yourself standing on stage with Ms. Figure America? Because watch this. I'm just going to pop this up there real quick.
Oh, wow.
Actually, hold on.
I remember this footage. Oh.
There she is.
Still in the fluff.
Wait for it.
There's Richie.
You two were having so much fun.
Woo! That was such a great time.
What an experience.
I enjoyed that. I loved it.
What an experience it had to have been for you to know just a year prior you were still having visions of just being a competitor, and then here you were teaching, instructing, standing on stage with one of the top athletes in the country.
When I found that out, because when Aaron invited me to that clinic, I was honored. First of all, I'm like, little old me, sure.
Yeah.
I was honored, and he said, "Of course, you won our show. Why not?" And then when I found out I was going to be doing it with Sheila, I'm like, oh, this is great. I love Sheila. She's such a great person. You see us as bodybuilders up there, and we're in our prime, and we look so ripped up. It's natural to believe that we're like, I don't know, rude or who knows.
Right.
But when you get to know them, they're really really sweet people, and they want everyone to win. And I loved her. She cracked me up the whole time we were there.
Yeah, she is awesome. Now, one other thing I wanted to ask you. Oh, I was listening to your story earlier. I love that your first encounter with bodybuilding was with a natural bodybuilder. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yes.
Yeah. So I thought that was
I made it that my business because I had spoken to, when I decided to do this, I dove in. I did a lot of research and things like that. And one of my biggest things was I didn't no knock against anybody that is enhanced, but I personally said I do not want to train with an athlete that does that or has experience in that, because I didn't want to be, how it is when you get down to the brink of things, you get desperate. I don't want to be like, well, we could do I wanted an athlete that was specifically about natural, supporting natural, and that's it. And that was Kelsey. Kelsey's 100% natural. She's all about the natural, and that's what I wanted to stick with. So
and now you are on that platform, I think, inspiring other women who are coming across this sport for the first time. So I love that. And I want to thank you for that. And that's why I started the show saying you are such a huge advocate and you're such a huge fan of the sport, and that spills over, and that's what helps us grow, and that's what helps us unite. So going into that, I wanted to say, what else besides just being on the stage, what else has natural bodybuilding brought to you, or how else has it enhanced your overall life in some way besides just the weight room and the muscle and the physical aspect of it?
Honestly, you got your basic way you eat and try to keep your weight under control. It has taught me a lot about the human body, how my metabolism works, how eating to live versus just eating.
Right.
It has given me something to always work toward, a level of the discipline, the level of discipline that it has taught me, getting to bed on a decent time, me getting to bed at a decent hour at night helps me to function throughout my day. Just basic stuff like that, the discipline of all of that, just in all areas of my life. That's huge. Because
absolutely,
that's the hardest part.
Yeah.
But just learning how to eat, the way the body works. It has also helped me because I'm also a certified personal trainer / nutritionist myself. So when I'm with my clients, it helps me to aid them. And they're always like, "But you're a bodybuilder. You don't no." Two different worlds, but it's still a basic understanding of what the science is behind food and exercise and things like that. So it's helped me a lot.
Yeah, yeah. And now we spoke earlier, you're a mom of 6. You have 6 children.
Yeah.
Are they picking up on this? Because I love that you count your macros. So you aren't eating like we envision, the same foods every single day for 3 months. Your kids see you eating. I mean, we all see you eating because you post it and we get to share it with us. But you're eating a nice variety of food. And what are your kids? Are they picking up on this, or do they? Do you notice it spilling over into their eating habits at all?
Oh yeah. For the longest time in the beginning, my 11-year-old she always kept saying everything I put in my mouth. She would go, "Mom, is that protein? It's
Okay.
a cookie. Why would this be a protein? It's a cookie." Like
Mm-hmm.
everything I ate, no matter what, she was wondering if it was protein. And I was proud of that because that means they notice that I'm eating and I'm eating protein. They recognize the difference between carbs, proteins, and fats and things like that. Also, my 17-year-old, she's taken exercise science in high school. Her teacher invited me in to do a seminar for that, and talk to them about food and exercise. So, and then she even asked me to meal plan for her.
Oh,
So,
she had an
yeah.
alternative motive.
Right. She's like, "Mom, I'm trying to lose some weight. Can you help me?" And so that part of it, my husband's now on board with prepping as well. Just this past weekend, he and I went to the store together and picked up some things for him to prep and to eat. So yeah, the family I'm rubbing off on the family big time. I've even made a lot of personal changes in the household on what we eat. Um, Certain things I don't buy anymore. The
Wow, yeah.
snacks have changed, but they're good stuff. I still allow my kids to be kids. I still
Of
allow them to have
course.
stuff like pizza, ice cream, but I just try to have a basic
Yeah.
baseline of things around. I've learned that if I don't buy it in the house, I don't have it to tempt me in the house. So
So wait a minute
that
here.
helps
I
me.
think
Uh-oh.
I have somebody who wants to say hello to you. Hold on. He's here. Oh,
Well,
let's
of
see.
course.
Of course.
Where
Hold
there's a
on.
show, there's got to be showtime.
Oh, of
Let's
course
What up?
it is.
What up? What up? What up?
Oh man, showtime in 5.
So yes, surprise. So Showtime, how are you? We were just saying how her introduction to you was actually watching the live stream that you won your pro card on.
Yeah, I remember Robin. She hit me up because she was watching one of her friends at that show that was competing against me.
I
in
think
the
it was
same class.
Melvin. Was it Melvin?
Yeah, Melvin. Melvin was in my class that day, and she was telling me that. No, I mean, Melvin was in my direct class, like height class and all. So, no, it was a wrap. It was a wrap at the prejudging. So,
Right.
But he's a good guy though, man. So we had a chance to chat along the lines before that. But I was definitely pretty focused at that show. So it was nice to hear the feedback from other people that might have seen me online and didn't necessarily know me just yet. And Robin been around ever since then, man. Just been a very supportive person.
OG.
Throughout the journey. She's definitely the OG of Team Showtime.
So awesome. I want you two to tell me a little bit about Team Showtime. Like, what does that represent? Because we see you guys clocking in, clocking out. I mean, what is the whole Team Showtime? Tell us.
What's crazy about the Team Showtime thing is that I don't necessarily do anyone's diet, or maybe I have opposing clients, but that's a part of it as well. But it's mostly just a community. It's just a community that support natural bodybuilding. They put the work in. It's just a community of champions that just love to support one another. We're just trying to grow the bodybuilding sport. Just try to grow the organization on a national level, and just try to really put the work in. And then we try to keep each other accountable. And we just really love like a family. It's just a family that we all come together, just like-minded people, just all come together. And man, I reach out to a lot of these people, man, just to tell them that I'm a fan. And then we just support one another. And that's exactly how I came across Liana, came across Amy, so many other people, man, because I'm a fan of a lot of athletes myself, and just like-minded people. We just grow the sport together.
I love it.
I know that he started off with it being, that's his stage name, Team, Mr. Showtime. But what I think it represents as well is that stage persona. You know what I'm saying? The type of athlete that's going to show up and show out. It's a mentality as well. You know what I'm saying? Team Showtime has a certain mentality, a certain type of way that we all carry ourselves on stage. It's Showtime in 5 type deal. So when they showing up, it's going to go down, that type of thing. So yes, like you said, community most definitely. And that's where, a community over competition any day. But anytime you guys see Team Showtime, it's going to be a show.
Absolutely.
It's funny that I got a new athlete on there, Russell. She this is gonna be her pro debut. Is gonna be the bikini class at Florida, and she like Showtime. I like to kind of like just do my thing in quiet. I said, babe, we bring you to the spotlight. I said, you can't be on TV Showtime and be in the dark. No,
can't be timid.
We're gonna bring you to the light.
Right.
Oh
Good things happen in the light.
That's
just
right.
Embrace it. Just embrace it.
That is right. So one of the things, so a lot of what you guys do is on social media. You guys are really active, like in your stories. And I wanted to say one of the things I love about Robin on your social media, particularly, and you too, Keith, is you're so positive, you're so inspiring, but you're also so transparent. If you're having a bad day, like you tell us, you don't sugarcoat anything. So my question to you is, what do you want people to take away from your transparency?
Well, I remember when I first started doing the bodybuilding thing. Remember, I just mentioned earlier that I'd really dug in and I tried to find out everything I wanted to know about it because I heard so many different stories about the mindset, the peak week. I didn't even know what peak week was for the longest of time. I remember asking my coach, "What is that?" And she says, "Don't even worry about it. Let's just wait till you get to it. Like you have to experience peak week. You can't explain peak week." Right. So, and I agree. You can't explain it. You have to experience it. So I wanted to be able. I was scourging everywhere. I was scourging the internet, IG, YouTube for any type of insight on how this goes. I wanted to hear people's personal experiences, and I couldn't find hardly anything. It's a very small amount of info about natural bodybuilding on YouTube. It's a ton of stuff about the enhanced world, but it's very little about us. So I just kind of wanted to use my platform to share how everything I was going through, whether it's a good day or a bad day. I even see Keith do the same thing where he'd be like, "Yo, I overdid it today. Today wasn't a good day." Let me tell you what I did. So we try to keep it 100 because we don't want you guys to think that we're perfect, because we're not. We struggle. We go through the same thing. The only difference is we do not give up. We keep moving and we keep going. But I want people to understand what they're getting signed up for.
Yeah.
This is what it is.
Yeah, you do that, and that's exactly what I wanted. That you definitely do that, and I think that is part of the journey for people to understand that some of these social media accounts are all polished, and it just looks like everything is fantastic, and nobody's making mistakes or nobody's getting down or having bad days. Right. But you really paint like the total picture, and again, just being that advocate, being that voice, and being that representative of natural bodybuilding. So. I love it.
Thank you.
So, yeah. So, and I don't know if you ever think like, I just don't even want to make a post right now, but people are watching and people do need to hear it. And it is beneficial. So don't ever stop.
Yeah. I mean, if anything, if I don't think anybody's watching, I'll just do it for my own documentation. I'll throw it in a highlight or something so I can remember how I felt at that moment, because data is everything in this sport. Yeah. Keep an account of how you felt, what you were going through, what you were dealing with at those different times, and just keeping that information on hand really will help you in your future preps.
Yeah. Now, I love what I saw on Keith's story today or I should call it Showtime, he's like, I like to get a little ahead so I could have some fun here and there. Like, you already know your personality and you know yourself. So you're like, I'm going to get ahead of the 8 ball so that I can, do the things that I still love to do. And so there's something to be said for that too. Just knowing your own mindset and how to, overcome how to overcome everything during prep, or you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like it had me laughing because I was like, oh, Showtime.
Yeah, man, I just try to be very transparent, man, because it's very funny, man, because when I travel out of town and to natural organization gyms and stuff like that, like people, because of my accomplishments last year, that it definitely didn't go unnoticed, I would say, in so many words. So it's a humbling experience to go somewhere that you're acknowledged for what you have accomplished. And because just when you in it, man, just like last year, I tried to explain to people, when you're in it, as you know, Sammy, especially when you're doing multiple shows, you get so caught up in the process because you're taking it day by day. So you don't really acknowledge what you have accomplished or how good you really look that day until after the season is well over. When you have
Yeah.
time to actually reflect and breathe, because you're so
Yeah.
caught up in just being in the process
Right.
and trying to be present in that process.
Mhm.
To that way you can fully perform, because I mean, I'm never thinking I'm going to come in and win any show. So that's why I always try to come in at my very best. That way I'm still staying focused that entire process. So I just try to be very transparent on that. And now that I have completed a full year of a season of bodybuilding, now I can have something to relate to, something to kind of fall back on, something to kind of mention things that I would have done differently, or just give my tips as a pro to other people. Cause I know I have
Right.
pros and amateur watching me. And that's like I made a comment today about like having a post coach. I feel like sometimes we get caught up in so much in the natural organizations that we got to do everything ourselves to prove that we don't need anybody else. It's going to become more of a just trying to show that you don't need a coach. I can do my own diet and all this everything. But I was just trying to show like the other part of that is it's okay to have a coach. I mean, being at my level, I have someone that helps me out with my diet and how that can be beneficial on relieving some of that stress.
Absolutely.
Or if I'm not doing so well into a prep.
Second pair of eyes.
Show that vulnerability. That way you're showing all sides of it. They don't think it's just all rainbows. Of
Absolutely.
course, my name is Showtime, and I'm very confident, but I also work very hard to be prepared for show day. That way I am feeling pretty confident on that day.
Yeah.
Right.
So you both are reigning champions going into the Florida Pro, both defending your titles.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that has to add like a different level of excitement. I mean,
yeah, it is.
And good positive pressure. And
Homecoming.
Yeah. So here we go. I am very excited. I'm going to be live streaming that show, and that is going to be something unique because that live stream is going to be free. It is going to be streamed to YouTube, and there is going to be no paywall. So that is going to be open for everyone to enjoy, athletes, fans, everybody in our community and outside of our community. So really excited for that.
Well, thanks, Sammy Joe. No pressure that the whole world's going to be watching us.
That's love, though, Sammy. That's love. Just giving out that free HD quality. That's real love.
It's
I hope they really understand what they're getting.
Right, exactly. And see, I'm excited about it, but it's like, and I'm trying to keep myself on a certain type of a thought process because I'm like, there's a catch-22 to winning your pro card out the first time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh, that's so cool. I swept a show, got my pro card. Oh, I went and swept my pro show. Okay, that's cool. There's a chance I could go second, third. Am I prepared mentally for that? I'm already at the very top. Where else is there to go?
Right.
So I mean, I definitely am preparing to come to win. That's what that's the goal. That's what everyone prepares for. But I'm also prepared to take second or third, wherever I need to be at, because I've got some nice competition. My girl Larissa over at Rare Breeds. Yeah.
Wait.
Hard.
Hold on. They're coming. Hold on. Wait. This is going to be, hold on. I was having a technical difficulty here. No, that's okay. No, definitely.
I know we got some good competition coming over there. I know Rare Breeds are coming. A few other people are coming. And so, I'm no pressure. I'm definitely coming and I'm going to prepare to be undeniable. One way or the other. Working on my Team Showtime presentation. And that's all that,
Absolutely.
So I'm excited. But I know that Daryl's going to throw a show that's going to be freaking fire. It's going to be better than last year. And
absolutely. Yes. So I wanted to, I have a little graphic. Let me see if it'll work here. Hold on. No, so yeah. Okay, so yeah, somebody just asked about the live stream. Of course, if you subscribe to the SubCulture Live YouTube channel, there will be a notification, and I will also have an event link once we get closer to the show that will, if you click on it, it will give you a notification as well. So yes to all of that. We will make sure you guys know about it. And there you go, Robin. Boom.
I'm not the host.
There's your, oh, wait, I have that mixed up, but your crown.
But I see it. That's cute. I like that.
How did? There we go.
Action Figure Pro, Mom of
I'm
6.
the
I like
host.
that.
Yeah, that was my.
It's got my crown on there. That was cute.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm gonna let you. I am going to thank you for coming on tonight. I wanted to surprise you with Showtime, and I got to hear a little bit about the beginning, which I didn't know, and that kind of puts things into perspective that you are young to this sport of bodybuilding. So it just goes to show consistency. You didn't let off the gas during COVID, during the pandemic, which I think really slingshotted you into success, like you said, for 2021. So that was good advice that you were given. And after the Florida Pro, do you have any other shows lined up? And who would you like to say thank you to or give a shout out to?
My next show after the Florida Pro is a Show Me State Classic.
Okay.
Over September 3rd over in Missouri
All
with
right.
Rock Body.
All right.
I'm doing that, and I got Mr. America coming up after that one, and then I'm going to be possibly ending the season with the USBF Championships over in here in my local state.
Awesome. So we will be seeing you. I'm very excited for this season. Thank you for coming on.
Prep all year. I didn't say my shout outs just right quick.
Oh, yeah. Say them.
Yeah. First and foremost, I want to shout out and thank my family, my wonderful, wonderful husband, Larry, for always just, oh my God, the stuff this poor man goes through with me in prep and the kids as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot. So I really love you guys and thank you for always supporting me and being there. My coach, Kelsey.
Yes.
For always believing in me, pushing me no matter what. My sponsor, Keith Holland. He's the best. There's his business logo. If you're looking for some in-home personal training or just some good advice on bodybuilding, and the man loves the sport. And thanks to him, I'm going to the Mr. America and the the Show Me State Classic. No, I'm sorry, the USBF Championships is what he no, that's right, because that's a USBF show too, isn't it? Show Me State Classic. Yes. So the Show Me State Classic and the Mr. America is thanks to Keith and his lovely girlfriend. I also want to thank Florida Pro. Because of them, this whole segment right now is based off them, based off the Florida Pro and Daryl and what he's done. Also, I want to thank Natural Bodybuilding, first of all. Thank you, Natural Bodybuilding. And last but not least, Miss Sammy Joe, for giving me this opportunity to share my story. And yeah, I'm excited.
Good. And hopefully you have some more new fans now and people that will be following you.
Give me some more of these.
Yeah, that's right. And Daryl,
I got 2 of these babies. I got 2 of these, y'all. They was trying to take them from me at the airport. I said no. I had to check them. Daryl had me checking stuff at the airport.
That is true. The logistics of that, I didn't even think about that. So both of you champs will be seeing you June 5th, and I'll be following your journey. You guys know I do. That's it.
Sammy Joe's the best.
It's gonna be fun, man. Me and Rob are gonna be at a few shows together. As she said, we both gonna be at the Show Me Classic.
Yeah. Coming back to the USBF, I think. Yeah.
So we'll be at 3 total shows together.
Team Showtime popping up all over the way.
I might have to make another trip to Minnesota, Robin, for that one.
It'll be nicer weather this time, Sammy. You won't need your hat.
I won't need my hat.
No, it's nicer. In November? It depends. Well, I mean, I showed up with
Florida. We're Florida people here.
I showed up with just my shirt on when I came in. For you guys, you might need your hat. I'm used to it.
I brought that Florida sunshine to it, so it's a little more warmer.
Is that what it was? I was wondering.
The Mall of America is enough to bring me back. So
there you go.
I'll be there for sure.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely wanted to check that one out. Yes, you guys have.
Yes, and thank you for everybody that watched.
Yes, all right, guys, have a great night. Thank you.
Have a good one.
All right, so I hope you guys enjoy that. So my next guest is going to be Thursday, and he is going to be competing as a pro, men's physique, We have Clifton. He was competing in the NPC, and now he switched over. He was competing in the NPC as a natural competitor, so now he's going to be competing on a big natural pro stage. He earned his pro card last year, so it is going to be his pro debut in the natural organizations, and he is bringing it. The experience that he has gathered over in the NPC and competing with that level of competition is definitely going to be something that I think slingshots him. So we'll see. We're going to talk to him. I want to hear kind of like his comparison between the two and what he loves about natural bodybuilding and just a little bit about him. So you guys tune in Thursday for that. And thank you again for watching. Please subscribe to the SubCulture Live YouTube channel if you're not already, so that way you guys can get notifications, especially when I do my live events like the Florida Pro. And that's it. Awesome. Thank you guys.
Transform the home you love. Zerta Pro Painters is ready to turn every wall into a colorful new coat of happiness.
And I'm just going to roll.